And now the Sack City is brought to you by Manscape, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. That's right, precision-engineered tools for those family jewels. Manscaped's Performance Package, the ultimate men's hygiene bundle. Join over 6 million worldwide with this exclusive offer. 20% off, free worldwide shipping with the code SACCITY. And if my math is correct, that's 12 million balls. That's right, 12 million balls.
So many balls.
So many balls. And the Performance Package 4.0 is a game changer. Inside the package, you're going to have the Lawnmower 4.0, trimmer, the Weed Whacker, ear and nose hair trimmer, the Crop Preserver ball deodorant to keep it nice and fresh, and the Reviver toner to make it look stand out and glare a little bit of shine on the things. Performance boxer briefs and a travel bag to hold all of your goodies. So make sure you go to manscaped.com, get 20% off and free shipping with the code SACCITY at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping. Manscaped.com. Use that code SACCITY and, unlock your confidence. And always use the right tools for those jewels.
But there is something that's grinding Aaron's gears, and I want to start off with that. So, Aaron, tell us about what has got you in a little tizzy this morning.
Yeah, it's the, yesterday they released the players' top 100. They do it every year. They released 100 through 71, and there you see it. You already highlighted it for me like you knew where I was going with it. I just want to start down 100. You go down, you get some guys in there, Jimmy Ward, Leonard Williams, Kirk Cousins, David Montgomery. And then I started looking at the list, and then I saw number 85. And I just stopped. Nothing else mattered on the list. And everybody knows that I've been the biggest Mac Jones hater of all on this show. But this isn't even about Mac Jones hate anymore. This is just the absurd notion that we are putting a rookie quarterback after one season who didn't, let's be honest, he didn't do anything. He did nothing. He threw for 22 touchdowns. He threw 13 interceptions, 3,800 yards in 17 games, and he has the nerve to be player number 85. What? I don't understand this. Kirk Cousins, who's player 98, threw 33 touchdowns, had 7 picks, has now gone over 4,000 yards in, I believe it's 7 straight seasons, 6 or 7 straight seasons, outside of the 1 year where he didn't play a game because he sat out. And he's 98. What's the criteria? Just somebody explain how the players are doing this. What are they looking at? Is this, oh man, he's so cool because he smoked a cigar with maybe like Joe Burrow. He has a Tom Brady body. What is the criteria for saying you are a top 100 player when you put up the numbers that Mac Jones did? When there are how many quarterbacks that played better than him, that had better stats than him, that finished even better than him? Like, can we just talk about the other quarterbacks that were in the playoffs that played better? He got beat 50 to whatever it was in the playoffs, or 40-something to whatever in the playoffs. And yet we're putting Mac Jones in the top 100. I am sorry. This has gone too far. This list now means nothing to me.
So the criteria of this, according to Wikipedia, the rankings are based on an off-season poll organized by the NFL where players vote on their peers based on their performance for the recent NFL season.
That's absurd. That's absurd how you have Mac Jones over Kirk Cousins. And I'm only talking about the quarterback because it's the easiest to compare, right? I don't even want to get into some of those other guys on the list that are better than Mac Jones just as a football player. But we can compare quarterbacks. It's easy to do. How do you look at Mac Jones and say that he was better last year than Kirk Cousins? How? Are we now is team success a part of the situation? Because Minnesota had one of the worst defenses in the league last year. And sorry, Kirk Cousins didn't get to play with New England's defense and Bill Belichick, and he's penalized for throwing 33 touchdowns and 7 interceptions and 4,000 yards. To me, this is asinine. It's a dumb. The whole list now is tainted.
It's really hard for me. And you brought up the fact like it's easy to compare like two quarterbacks, and you're not even getting into like the position players outside of that. But like when you look at this list, like you talk about players that are even more impactful to their team.
Every one of those players ahead of them.
I mean, you look at Kyle Pitts last year, and AJ, I'm going to go to your Falcon. Like, this man broke rookie tight end records. Like, he was that dude as a tight end for the Atlanta Falcons. David Montgomery was dominant in the rushing game for the Chicago Bears, especially towards the end of the season for them. I mean, there's a lot of players that are so much more impactful. Shit, Justin Tucker. Yeah, Justin Tucker would be better. I would have over Mac Jones in the NFL top 100.
I didn't mean to laugh over your conversation, but I started just looking because I agree with so many people as a football player behind Mac Jones that should be ahead of him, and it just made me chuckle. That sitting there at 100 is Kyle Juszczyk, and I was just like, damn, they got the fullback to make the list, and even me, I would take him over Mac Jones. I was also going to go to Kyle Pitts, CeeDee Lamb back there. The disrespect to Von Miller. I mean, I'm sorry, did he not come in and sincerely help the Rams win a Super Bowl? There's a lot of people. Denzel Ward is young enough if you want to do like the young comparison and what he does for the Browns. Also, the way he was chirping at the Bengals recently also made me kind of love that swag about that guy. I don't know what it has to be some intangibles, and I'm not saying he has them, but there has to be something with these players that they know or they see, and I'm not saying they're right, that they're just like, Mac Jones, Mac Jones, that kid's going to be good.
For years.
Going to be, maybe, but it's...
That last sentence in Wikipedia is what kills it.
4 years now, I have always kind of shrugged off the NFL Top 100. Like I'll get people asking me like, "Oh, like what do you think about the NFL Top 100?" And I'm like, it's not my thing. It's like not my place to say who's better than who. If this is a player-based system that they have here, this year is just I didn't watch the NFL Top 100. I didn't see what because they normally have like the tributes or like the players like saying why so and so is ranked at where they are, or why this dude's here.
They will.
I didn't see that for Mac Jones, but I can't wrap my head around that. And again, I stay away from this because this is the NFL player. Like who am I to say who is good and who is bad over these NFL players who play this game, who know the game so much more than I do. But this is just tough.
So just to put some context on kind of what I'm saying, in 2021, the list didn't have a quarterback until 83. And guess who that quarterback was? Your boy, Vinny. It was Ryan Tannehill. And that was based on the 2020. But that was based on the 2020 season, right? It was based on the 2020 season. Ryan Tannehill that season threw for almost 4,000 yards, had 33 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. I don't think Ryan Tannehill is in the top 100 of players in this league. But that season, he played like a quarterback in the top 100. My problem here is that it's not that I'm against Mac Jones, them saying Mac Jones is going to be good. That's fine. People have their opinion. It differs from mine. So be it. But if you're going to tell me the criteria is last season, what are you judging that off of? Because it's not numbers. If you're judging it off of success, then how come that is not being judged at every position? Why is it just the quarterback position? So I'm interested to see who's in front of him, because if it's just the quarterback that has the impact on winning, then you can't tell me that Roquan Smith should be up there because the Bears sucked, right? But he did great, but the Bears sucked. So that shouldn't count. Obviously, you have Kirk Cousins back because they didn't win. So what is the impact? Because Cordell Patterson's up there, and he had a great season. But did Atlanta win because of it? No. All those guys ahead of him aren't winning on winning teams. But the fact of the matter is they are impactful players, and then you can see the talent. To me, this is about talent and what you bring to the table as a football player. And Mac Jones brought 22 touchdowns and 13 interceptions and barely threw for 3,500 yards in 17 games. And that is a mediocre, at best, quarterback play in this league today. At best. He threw a game. Oh, my God, I'm going to go crazy. He had a game where he threw 2 passes, okay? Because the coach didn't trust him enough to go win a game. I don't care how windy it was. They didn't trust him. He threw 2 passes. He threw Tim Tebow stats. Tim Tebow shit. And we're going to say he's in the top 100? Get out of here with that. This list means nothing to me. I probably won't even look at the list the rest of the time except to see what quarterbacks are ahead of him. That's it. And where they kind of stack up. But outside of that, this list, it lost it. It lost me.
At this point, I just want to look to see how much more absurd it can get. I mean, why not? Just to find out.
I was actually okay with all the other things so far. Quarterback tends to stand out the most. It's hard to gauge players against each other. I'm okay with the guys they have on this list so far based on last season.
Would you have been more okay if Mac Jones slotted in that 99 spot over Kirk Cousins? Like you basically swapped those two. Would you have been more? You'd be more okay with that, right?
Not really. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm thinking about all the other quarterbacks in this league, and we can go down from the bottom, from a Russell Wilson to a Matt Stafford to a Dak Prescott to, all these guys, Mahomes, Josh Allen. Are you telling me that there's not like 18 more quarterbacks that we're putting in there?
I mean,
in the top. And there's right now the only two quarterbacks have been who? Kirk Cousins
and Mac Jones.
Mac Jones. You tell me there's not 18 more quarterbacks in the top 60 or top 70? I'm assuming there has to be.
Yeah, about to say. I mean, we might get rich with quarterbacks after this, though.
Yeah,
I mean, I would imagine you're going to see 6, 7, or 8 in the next 30 they release.
I hope so, because if we start to get to guys, I'm sorry, if we start to get to the Derek Carrs of the world, and they're not on this list, and
Derek Carr is on the list. He has actually been like, I guess they did I guess they released some players early, like where they were. Derek Carr was one of those. I believe Derek Carr was, let me take a look and see. I have this. Derek Carr is at 65 from what I saw. I don't know if it was the NFL that released it, but I saw that Derek Carr was at 65. So he's there. Now let's just Brady, Herbert, Stafford, Mahomes, Carr, Burrow, Prescott, Allen, Rodgers, Lamar. No, Lamar might not be on it.
What?
Lamar is dude. Lamar is on the top.
I'm sorry. That was not a. I just jerk. That was a knee jerk reaction of like he was hurt last season, so maybe he's not on it.
Okay.
Like,
see what you're saying, but if we're talking about the players,
oh yeah, for sure. Then you have Lamar.
Even with the little bit of time Lamar played, they would put him on the top 100 because for those games, he's that much better than so many.
He played 12 games last year.
No, I know.
He had them at 8-3 before. Like, if they don't put Lamar on the list, that's my point. Like, what he was hurt half the year, playing hurt, didn't play the whole year, and he still put up the same numbers as Mac Jones. Like,
would you have Carson Wentz over Mac Jones on the quarterback rankings?
Based on last year,
I would.
As crazy as this sounds,
I would.
Yes.
27-7, yeah.
Based on last year, yes. Yeah. And it's crazy because you know me, again, I'm the biggest Carson Wentz hater, but based on last year, absolutely. Like, I don't understand where this Mac Jones. Again, you can like him, people can like him all they want. I don't understand it at all. I just don't. Yeah. The numbers did not say that he deserved to be in the top 100.
Yep. Yeah, I agree.